A 59-year-old blind man, Julius Nyikwa, has been arrested by the Niger State Police Command for allegedly raping his 10-year-old niece. The incident happened in Mina, Niger State, on February 16, 2026. Nyikwa reportedly lured the girl into his room and took advantage of her. The victim's aunt is the suspect's wife, and they live in the same compound with the girl's parents. It's alleged that Nyikwa had repeatedly targeted the girl, sexually assaulting her in his room. The grandmother, who lived in the compound, raised an alarm when she saw the victim entering Nyikwa's room, leading to his arrest. The police are investigating, and the suspect will be prosecuted. The community is shocked by the developments, and activists are decrying the heinous act. The victim's family is seeking justice, and the case has sparked outrage in the community. Before I say anything, what do you make of this report? It's tiring, I understand.
Very tiring.
A blind man who we are supposed to be having empathy for, who is supposed to be praying, who is supposed to be piteous, is now the one committing the crime against his own niece. I mean...
When I went through the news reports, I felt disgruntled by the attitude perpetrated, or by the acts, perpetrated by the blind man, 59-year-old blind man. And considering his age, it shows he has seen donkey years. He has had a whole lot of experiences. He has faced ordeals as a result of his disability. And his disability, by all measures, is supposed to be seen as someone who is vulnerable, to societal
stigma
and stunt, yes, as the case may be. But in this case, he's the one vilifying others. He's the villain. Someone who is expected to be seen as somebody who is weak and vulnerable is the one who is a villain. It shows the absence of internal discipline. Irrespective of one's disability, there is what we call the internal and external discipline. The man lacks the moral rectitude to be a father, and he equally lacks the moral justification to even say he is vulnerable, because that man is a monster, a vulnerable monster. Because I wonder why a 59-year-old blind man should defile a 10-year-old child who is staying with him, because the child is a niece to his wife.
Yes.
And there are a lot of implications. The law, once you violate the law, there is no excuse. The law does not give room for excuses when you've already violated the law, because the Child Rights Act of 2003, emphatically, prohibits. In short, it names it defilement. And even if you want to make a defense of consent, it disregards anything that has to do with consent, because a child within this age of 10 to 14, 15, 16 does not know what is consent.
Such is a minor.
Yes, it's a minor. And that child cannot take decisions on her own, on his or her own, as the case may be. So violating a child, a minor, within that age range, there are penalties, and it is life imprisonment, according to the Child Rights Act of 2003. The law is the law. It's something that is, without established law, is bound to fail. And we have, the Nigerian state has well-established laws, and the law is very explicit. Thank God he has been apprehended, and is in the custody of the law enforcement agencies. And we are praying he should be tried in the competent court of jurisdiction. It should be tried in accordance with the law. In accordance with the law. the provisions of the Child Rights Act of 2003 should be evoked. The Nigerian, because the Nigerian state, we have two types of laws. We have the penal code and we have the criminal code. The penal code, the criminal code is much more practicable in the southern region of Nigeria, while the penal code is much more practicable in the northern part of Nigeria. And the penal code has some similarity with the Sharia law. And this offense was committed in the northern part of Nigeria. Yes, in Niger State. So, and as a matter of fact, if you are following it in accordance with the law, any offense committed within the northern region, if they should apply the Sharia law, it is death by hanging for defiling a 10-year-old child. Not that he doesn't have a wife. He has a wife.
He has a wife.
The child is staying with his wife. So what would warrant you to do such? You have no excuse. There is no moral justification, and the law must take its course. So we are praying for the applicability of the law. We are praying for the applicability of it, because we must, as a matter of fact, if we want a country that accommodates both the vulnerable, both the strong and both the weak, because the Nigerian anthem now, they say that we should live in a society where no man is oppressed. So those who claim to be oppressed are now the ones oppressing the vulnerables, as a matter of fact, are now the ones oppressing the minors. So the law is a respecter of no man. He is of age and is liable for whatever offenses he has committed. So upon he should be tried in the competent court of jurisdiction. The provisions of the Child Rights Act of 2003 should be evoked. The penal code, as a matter of fact, because the offense was committed in the northern part of Nigeria, so the penal code that states clearly either 10 years life imprisonment, or if there is an attempt of rape, if there's an attempt of rape, 14 years imprisonment.
Okay.
If the offense has not been committed, that is if, only if the offense has not been committed.
Okay.
It is 14 years imprisonment. But in the course of this report, it means there has been continuous act of violation of defilement of the child.
Yes.
So the law is very explicit. In as much as there is an allegation against him, he has been taken to the law enforcement agents, he should be tried.
All right.
Within the confines of the law.
All right.
And if being found guilty, he should face the law. That ends it.
All right, thank you so much. Even while you were speaking, and even when I went through the report, one question kept coming to my mind. The fact that even when blind, this man is blind and he still managed to commit this kind of crime. So what if he wasn't blind?
He would have been a terrorist by now. He would have been part of those who are disturbing the Nigerian state, because it shows how wicked man could be. Because man by nature, is inherently wicked. He has this impulsive attitude to undo his fellow. That is the essence why there are well-established laws to guard the actions and inactions of men.
Okay.
And they are and for every violation of the established laws that guards the actions and inactions of men, there are consequences.
All right.
And the consequences of the actions or inactions of men will determine whether that act will be repeated or not.
Okay.
So the law is meant to bring about a deterrence.
Okay.
So we are praying for speedy administration of justice, because over the years in Nigeria we've always been hearing cases where an offense has been committed, the case has been taken to the law enforcement agencies, and they are undergoing investigations, and at the end of the day we don't hear anything about it. So we are actually praying. Journalists like you, those of you who are into journalism, should always try to probe the extent to which these cases have been, has been attended to, to ensure that there is speedy trial of cases in court. Not that this case will be raised, Nigerians will come up, make public opinions, and at the end of the day, the matter dies off without the perpetrators of this offense facing justice. Justice in the sense that at least being punished for their offenses, and the vulnerable, those who have been violated, whose right has been violated, at least they should, they deserve justice. Okay. At least they should feel that yes, there are well-established laws to protect them, and justice has been done in ensuring that those who committed those offenses faces their Waterloo, and they go home satisfied by the outcome of the level of judicial trial.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Alali. We on our own part promise to keep speaking out for those who cannot speak until our voices are heard and the needful is being done.